We are going live. 3, 2, 1. We are live. Over to you, Sachi ma'am.
Thank you, Panindra. Welcome to all of you. And this is the 13th session of Changemakers, Innovation and Problem Solving. This is also the final session. After this, we have valedictory session at 5:30. We are very happy to have Dr. Kulkarni with us today. Yatish, and Nitish will introduce him over here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Nitish Garg. I am studying in 7th grade in M.L. Khanna Devi Public School, Dwarka, New Delhi. I am the topper of Changemakers Summer Camp 2023 and I am in the top 100 teams in ATL Tinkerpreneur 2023. I am also in top 1000 in Youth Ideathon 2023. So welcome to day 7 and the last webinar of Changemakers Winter Camp 2023. In this session, we will try to understand how we can develop low-cost educational resources in India. The session will be fireside chat with Shachi Devi ma'am talking to our guest expert, Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni. Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni is the Executive Director of Vigyan Ashram. He holds a mechanical engineering degree, a postgraduate diploma in business administration, an MA in distance education, and a PhD in education and communication. Since his college days, he has been involved in various educational activities such as literary movement and education underprivileged children. Engineering. After his education, he worked for multinational companies for 3 years and then decided to join Vigyan Ashram to pursue his passion for education. Vigyan Ashram is a center of the Indian Institute of Education, Pune. It has developed a unique program, Rural Development Through Education System, that is RDES, which integrates education and rural development. The program is implemented in formal schools as well as non-formal centers. Since 2003, he's heading this unique initiative, which has turned many dropped out students into entrepreneurs and innovators. He has conceptualized and headed the replication of the RDES program in 72 schools and 17 districts of Maharashtra and Karnataka, involving more than 6,000 students. Dr. Yogesh has many achievements that include developing many educational resources in India, regional languages, and working as a project leader to use ICT for educational nomadic tribes. This project won the UNESCO Award in Non-Formic Education category in 2008. Vigyan Ashram hosted the first Fab Lab in collaboration with MIT USA. He has received the Development Marketplace Award 2007 for developing human power-based lighting solutions for nomadic tribes. He had received the Youth to Youth Innovation Award 2007 from World Bank for establishing Rural Entrepreneurs Network. He has also received the first prize in the Evolve Development Idea competition constituted by GKN Centre Metal Limited UK in 2009. Dr. Yogesh has represented Vigyan Ashram in many international and national level seminars and is the expert education for development in our country today. We are very honored to have him join us in today's session. Now, before I hand over this session to Shachi Devi ma'am, I would like to make a few points. If you have any questions during the session, please type in the Zoom or YouTube chat window. We will take up the questions at the end of the session. I also request the participants to mark their attendance in the Google form that will be shared in both Zoom and YouTube chat windows. Those who attend this session will receive a participation certificate at the end of winter camp. Now, without any further ado, I would like to hand over the session to Shachi Devi ma'am.
Thank you, Nitish. Well said. And also thanks for the wonderful introduction of the sir. Okay. My name is Shachi Devi, and I have 38 years of experience in the industry, in the power and energy sector. And I'm an electrical engineer, not like you, mechanical engineer, but electrical engineer. And I have worked across the country. So that's my background. Not to talk much about myself, we are very happy to have you, sir, today. And we were waiting for this session, actually. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me over here. And thank you to Nitish for such a detailed introduction of me to the participant. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And participants, as usual, as other anchors or hosts used to tell, keep your book and a pen ready so that you can make notes of it. And we can start answer. So first of all, we understand you're executive director at Vigyan Ashram, and we want to understand a little bit about it. If you can explain us.
Yeah, I will just share my slide. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you again. See, Vigyan Ashram is located in small village Pabad, and it is 70 kilometers from Pune. It's a small village, nothing special about this village. And it's an educational institute, but we are a different educational institute. Vigyan Ashram is we have a different labs. So like on our campus, we have a workshop, we have a agriculture land, we have polyhouse, we have dairy unit, we have poultry, we have a goat farm, we have fishery, we have sewing and knitting section, we have bakery over there. We got 3D printers, plasma cutters, laser cutting machine, the advanced electronic setup. And Vigyan Ashram is a laboratory of education. And the way we teach over the student is by tinkering. So we don't have a classroom in our school in Vigyan Ashram. So everybody learns by doing the things. So I get students who want to do things by hand. So they come to Vigyan Ashram. So they come after 10th standard, they come after 12th standard. Some of them come after graduation. Some come after post-graduation. So we have different programs. And the good thing about Vigyan Ashram is through all these facilities, we provide various services to the people. We provide 85 types of different services. For example, we help to install drip into the farm. We do electrical wiring. We make the tables, chairs. We feed cow. We sell milk. We make milk product. And while doing this, we learn different curricular subjects. We learn mathematics, we learn biology, we learn physics, chemistry by actually participating in the work. So it's a makerspace, it's a tinkering lab, and we are only that. We don't have the other way of teaching to the student. So that's a short introduction about Vigyan Ashram.
Okay. Sir, exactly what is the location, sir?
It's 70 kilometers from Pune in Maharashtra.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's totally different. I mean, I think maybe in India, this is the first time.
Yeah, we are there from 1983. So it's a 40 years. And we got this fab lab, digital fabrication, like 3D printers and laser cutting machine. We are having these tools from 2002. So from almost last 21 years, we are playing with all these tools which are there now in the tinkering lab and the other fab labs.
So what motivated you to join this whole system? It's very interesting.
Yeah. So see, for me, like after my engineering, I wanted to have some, like I'm an engineer and I love engineering. I want to do a lot of stuff. And then I realize the rural areas are having a lots of problems. And these problems gives us a lot of opportunities to solve them. And many youth who are having a lot of different ideas, they want to do something, they come to Vigyan Ashram with their ideas to work hands-on things. So I thought I can use my engineering knowledge for the societal purpose in this place. And therefore, I joined Vigyan Ashram because as a mechanical engineer, it gave me a satisfaction. And in fact, uh, it not only give me now, along with mechanical engineering, now I learn food processing. I know how to raise poultry. I know dairy. So I started learning many other things after coming to Vigyan Ashram. So therefore, I am here.
Very nice, sir. I think the slide can be pushed out so that, yeah. So, sir, one question I have it. You said after 10th or 12th, the students will come and join the Vigyan Ashram. So basically, is it a vocational training center or is it a mainstream training center?
See, it's not a vocational. If if you know about something like educational philosophy, then there is something called as Gandhiji's Nayi Talim. In Gandhiji's Nayi Talim, he talk about using craft as a medium of education. So you learn different curricular concepts by actually participating into the productive work.
Mhm.
Right. So, for example, if you want to basically, if you change fuse
Hmm.
in your house,
Hmm.
but while changing the fuse, you can learn about Ohm's law. And that same concept of V is equal to IR. So you can find the practical application of your theoretical concept by doing hands-on thing. So that's the whole concept.
Wonderful.
But we are not a regular school. We are associated with National Open School.
So, how long the students will stay with you?
Normally a 1 year.
Okay. Okay. So then on, they will move on to them either to continue their education or to start their skill-based work, or how is it?
It's there are many openings are there. Like they can do many things. Some of them go back to their education. I get students who are doing engineering or after engineering, they go for a higher education in the country or abroad. So the student come to Vigyan Ashram at various levels.
Okay.
Those who want to go back and start their enterprise, they also come to me, and we help them to go back to their native place and start their enterprise.
It's a wonderful concept, sir, and a different concept and very thought-provoking, actually. Thank you so much. So, you said different age people will come. Is there any minimum age you encourage when they come to your institute?
No, not really. But normally, we admit them after the 14th year of age. After the right to education kind of barrier is over, we admit them. We allow them. Yeah.
Sir, when we talk about tinkering, because Atal Innovation Mission also talks about tinkering, and your thought process and your the vision for the institute also in the similar lines. What exactly in your own words, we would like to hear what is tinkering and what students have to do and what has to be contributed by the surrounding people like parents, teachers, school.
Yeah. See, tinkering for our education, tinkering right from the beginning of our civilization. So tinkering is very important. I'm just playing a small video so that it will get an idea. This is a video from the film 2001: A Space Odyssey. If you have not seen it, please see it. It was very old movie, and in this movie, oh sorry, I think something has happened. Are you? Again, I will again share my screen.
Okay, no problem.
I think some. Yeah. Are you able to see the screen now?
Screen, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So the tinkering start right from the beginning of civilization. So when we invented the first tool, the human being when invented to make a tool out of bone. It came out of tinkering with the bones of dead animals. And so this is a very famous shot. If you go to the YouTube, you will able to see it. So the first human being started tinkering. So then you take the example of the invention of fire, invention of wheel. You take any agriculture, it all started with experimenting. So they observe, then they check whether it works or not, whatever available in their surrounding. Then they try to play with it. So like this, our ancestor, you can see he's playing with the bones and observing them carefully, started tinkering around how it works. And then he realizes, oh, I can use this to make a tool. I can make it to make a weapon. And then whole journey of the tinkering started. So tinkering is very important because tinkering is the first step for making the new innovation. So for us, the tinkering is very important, and it's a beginning. That's what I want to say. Yeah. So you can learn by observation this new idea. This is a tinkering.
Very nice video, actually.
Yes.
Very explanatory. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. But you know, we come from a generation where at homes the tinkering piece is little missing in our Indian families. When we look at the Western world, the tinkering is very common because they develop their hobbies into tinkering part of it, and they try to go more deeper into it. So just I wanted to ask, how do we change the attitude of the society towards tinkering?
Yes, as you said, tinkering is basically it's a natural way of learning. It's a learning while doing. So I just put 3 photos on my screen, and none of them is in Indian. So all 3 are like foreigners, and all of them, if you go to their childhood, just look at them. I'm sure the children might have read their biographies.
But it will be interesting to hear from you if you would like to.
Yes, like Thomas Alva Edison. He rarely go to the school. He got very few years of schooling, but he was selling newspaper on the train, and he started experimenting on the train when he was selling newspaper. And that's how he learned. So that is the learning while doing. He never learned by actually from a textbook, by going to a school or by writing an exam. He learned while doing the thing, by tinkering, by observation, and then he is the great successful person. Take the case of Elon Musk. Elon Musk, what he was doing when he was 12 years old, he made a video game. He sold it to the computer magazine. He was selling chocolate on the Easter day. He was doing hypnotism. He was practicing hypnotism with his sister when he was a child in a school. So tinkering is not only particular discipline, selling chocolates, hypnotism, and making a video game. That's make you a successful person in the world. So take the example of Bill Gates. When he was in the school, he was playing with repairing the computers. He got fascinated towards it. So the tinkering is a natural way of learning. Unfortunately, we are not able to. We are practicing it, or we are not realizing importance of it in our society, and that might be one of the reason why there are very few people. I can put it as a photographs on the screen as a great innovators, great entrepreneurs. So we want more tinkerers because we want more entrepreneurs, more innovators who basically will change the society. Yeah.
So what exactly changes the mindset of the children or the adults when we do the tinkering, sir?
See, basically, it's a, I will say, it's a thinking. Means, oh, I think I just dropped my screen. Anyway, yeah. So, the adults or child, how can I put it? See, when I am a child, um, I can play with the water. And when I play with the water, a child of few years, like maybe 4 years, 3 years, he play with the water, he take the water on the hand, he roll it down over his hands, and he just understanding what is water. If you ask that child, if you take a narrow flask and if you take a, let's say a flat flask, and if you ask him in which of the flask the water is more, he will definitely say the narrow flask, the water is of more quantity. But when the child grows up, he become a 10th years old, and if you ask the same question, he will say, no, both the waters are equal. In the textbook, the water take the shape of the liquid is the law is there. Water takes the shape of the container, it is written in the science textbook. But the child has experienced it when he was playing with the water, he was splashing them around. So there the concepts got formed, and in the schools we only give them a words. So the tinkering, how it forms for the parents, actually the experience has to be in the real world, and then you give them a words in the school, and then it become perfect knowledge. So that is learning by that is the importance of tinkering.
Correct. So it means to say that observation, inquisitiveness, both they will have a higher power when they really understand the theory behind it. Yeah, thank you. Sir, you have worked extensively in the rural areas, economically backward areas, and urban areas also. So I would like to understand what exactly the low cost educational kits, what we are talking about in the today's requirement, you suggest, and what should be the difference for different situations?
Yeah. So I will before going to that, I will just say for the low cost, I will just tell you certain rules basically, or what when you are working in the I will say the low resources environment. So the first thing is basically you don't have to don't do the things for just doing it. What as a country we don't have so much of resources to get it wasted just for the sake of practicals or for doing the things. Just think whatever you are doing, can you put to the socially useful things? Can you able to solve some problem, or at least are you able to fulfill your own need? Because the cost of the material, the raw material, is a wealth. The money goes into it. So instead of just making something for fun, can you do something which will solve your own problem, which will solve your own needs? I will just give you an example. See, there are on the screen, you can see the few examples. Somebody made let's say a stool, some student, a foldable stool. That is his own requirement because he want to make a stool of his own size where he can sit, he can convert into a stool, as a bench, as a chair, whatever is there. Second example is made by the student. Again, he want to have an attachment to the ladder. So when you want to go on the roof of the by using the ladder, to hold it something while going onto the hook, he want to hold something, and therefore he made some attachment for the thing. One girl made basically she want to keep a pen on his hair clip and also put a USB drive. So she made something. So this is their own requirement. So they want to work on it. So don't do something for some hypothetical problem, because then you are solving a real life problem. The cost of the raw material will come down. Coming to your questions of the low cost, what it makes basically a low cost, the kit. See, you don't need big instruments to make innovations. Even if you have 100 rupees, you can start tinkering. Even if you have 1,000 rupees, yes, you can start doing the things. 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees. So the cost is not a constraint for an innovator. Even if you have a screwdriver, you have a paper cutter, you have a rope, you have a hacksaw, you have a sellotape, a glue stick, you have a basically screwdrivers, spanners, meters, some electronics. Depending upon your budget, you can go adding the things, but it will not stop you. You can start with the basic things. What is required for this is that uh, you need a problem. So the tools is not a constraint. The low cost kit, it start with a minimum resources, or even you don't have a resources, still you start a tinkering. The idea is the bottleneck. So for the low cost kit, I said like you can go in this power of 10. Whatever you have, like even if you have 100 rupees, you can start with a screwdriver set and you can start tinkering. And I can tell you many projects which you can do. You can start tinkering with this. And the good thing is that if you start doing something with the very kind of a basic hand tools, and whenever you get a resource available, you can take them to the next level. You can take them to the next level. So you can have that kind of a progression from the low cost to the more advanced kind of a tinkering. The low cost things or the basic tools will give you a chance to validate your ideas, to prove your ideas. So start with even if you don't have a tools, it will not stop you for tinkering. That's the point.
Got you. Got you. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Sir, presently, most of the, I mean, approximately about 10,000 schools are having ATL labs. Okay. They do the tinkering there. I mean, the students have to do the tinkering over there. And that is encouraged so that, they understand the difficulties of product development, or also the, how to solve a problem, everything. But, our country is so vast, and how this kind of conceptualized Atal Innovation Labs in the schools, it can reach to the larger population, rural areas or any remote areas. Do you have, can you throw some ideas, sir?
Yeah. See the tools and equipment. Yes, we have 10,000 labs, and that's the limitation. And now, in fact, Vigyan Ashram, we are only putting up 20 labs in Karnataka and 20 in Telangana. They are a low cost maker kit.
Low cost?
The low cost, we are doing it in Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya. So we are putting 40 labs with the very low cost basic tools. Um, Low cost basic tools means they have all as I told you, they don't have a 3D printer, some of the advanced stuff, which I will put it as a more glamorous tool. They don't have that, but they have a basic kind of thing. So real thing is about not if you want to do a tinkering, the tools and equipment, yes. Let's say what is the difference between the low cost maker kit lab and the ATL lab? I will say minus 3D printer, minus some Raspberry Pi, minus few laptops, but they have a computer, they have a hand tools, they have electronics, basic electronics, they have some craft material, they have agriculture tools. So that make the it's a kind of, I will say, a lightweight kind of a lab, but it provides the full functionality what you can do in the full-fledged ATL lab. What will happen, like instead of making a drawing using the let's say on the CAD software on the computers, you will do it by a hand. That would what will maximum happen. You, instead of using a Raspberry Pi and an advanced kind of a microcontrollers, you will do with the simple Arduino, or you will do with the simple paper circuits. That is possible. That will happen. But instead of doing a 3D printing for the casings, you will go with the cardboard casing. You will do it by cutting by using a glue and the adhesive tape. but it will not stop you from making a functional innovation. So for me, that tools is low cost, high cost, advanced lab is immaterial. See, real strength, like for an innovator, the real weight is whether are you following a design thinking approach, are you targeting the real life problem, are you talking to the people, are you studying the available solutions. Many times the student come to us with the predefined solutions and they want to make it, but there is no problems, there is no need for it, and somebody has already done it. So it's only a duplication of the ideas. It will not help. So workable ideas, solutions which people need is required. I will just say one more thing.
Sure.
Look at this photo. This is a cycle shop of the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers got a very basic tools in their lab, and they designed the aeroplane in this. So even if you got a basic tools which are available in the bicycle shop, you can design a aeroplane. So the tools can help you. Tools can help you to prototype faster, but they will not stop you from making the innovation. In those schools basically which doesn't have the kind of a lab or the tools, they should not get discouraged. In fact, they have a constraint, and the constraint help you to design a new solutions. I will give you an example. This is a photograph of a Holi, and Holi is a festival in our part where we make a campfire, we burn the cow dung cake, firewood, and then we dance around it. But last year, I told the students on our campus, Vigyan Ashram, we will not burn the trees, we will not burn cow dungs, we will not add to the pollution. Do something, whatever you want to do, and of course, no money. And just look at I will just play this small video.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not sure whether are you able to see the video playing.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
You can, yeah. So they are basically dancing around the Holi, but this Holi is not a real Holi. It is a tinkering. It's a tinkering around the basically a blower fan. It's a paper. It's a red kind of a gelatin paper,
Okay.
the colorful paper. So this is they made it. It's like they're tinkering with the blower fan. So you get a feel. Okay, the fire is burning. The paper strips. They are dancing, and yes, we are dancing around it. So so no, we can make a fun of it. But still, if the consent is there, you can have this is a tinkering. My point is, so there are constraints. So there is no need basically to get disappointed. I will give another example. 2 months back in November, we had a Diwali. So I again put them a constraint saying, okay, you should not do firecrackers without with pollution, with making noise and everything. Okay, you can celebrate with that. Just do whatever you want. You have a lab. You have the kids. And I will just show what the student has done. So they want to mimic it. So a smoke sensor.
Okay.
Right? It's not making noise. It's making noise actually, but you are not able to hear it. I switched off my audio for the video. So basically, I'm saying that if there are constraints, you have basic tools. Idea is a limitation. Play around the constraint, take it on your stride, and then you will able to get more new ideas. I hope I make a point.
Wonderful, sir. And it's a great eye-opener for all of us. It's not only to children, but even adults. We have to understand that, everything need not be sophisticated.
Yeah.
But we can still continue to do the innovation. Very nice, sir. Very good examples, actually. But one question I have, because you are running this kind of institutes you said that in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and also Maharashtra. How do you manage this kind of, the institutes? Because we find even in the Atal Innovation Lab with all the equipments provided and also an Atal in charge available in the schools, many times, the training is a big issue, even the Atal in charge may not be an expert on all subjects to help. So
Yeah.
how do you really collaborate and make the efforts happen in your institute, or if you have suggestions for it?
Yeah, okay. I will just I will share a different screen with you. So see, the first thing I will say, I mean, just give me a minute, second. Yeah. So this is a photograph of the teachers.
It's
These are all ATL's teachers, coordinators, who came to from Karnataka. That's why I took their photo.
okay.
So, so the teachers basically, the first thing, see, the tinkering is contagious.
Okay.
So the teachers and parents, they need to start tinkering the first, and then it can pass on to others. So if any school or like wherever we want, we first say, okay, we want um, like everybody make something, like everybody has to make something.
Okay.
Right. So that is the first condition. Like everybody should get that joy of doing the things. So even the teachers, when they come, I said the team has to be a teacher and students. So including like me and the teachers who participate. So we all do the tinkering. It's not that we do blah 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 blah, and the students will do the things. No, we become a part of the team as a parents and as a teachers, and then we start doing the things. Um, the second part of your question is, yes, there are a lot of resources available, which will help you out to make the tinkering possible, to help you out. In fact, many times it happens, like many times we get a very good idea. And then soon I realize, like there is somebody in the world who has much smarter than us. Like he already made it. I'm not sure whether the student has the same kind of a experience. So there are some websites you can take it as a resources like Instatable, Make Magazine. There is a Fab Academy, Learning While Doing. So if you go to this website, you will get a lot of. So even if you don't have the resource person with you, there are many resources available now everywhere. So you can take their help and start doing the things. So you will get the support from other people. So yes, how we are managing these labs, the first condition is basically like those who want to join with us, the approach is learning while doing. So the teacher has to become a part of the program. He will start doing the tinkering. And then of course the students, they like it, so they joined us. So in Vigyan Ashram, everybody, like including me, everybody, like we say, okay, we need to do something. So I think there is no answer. It's basically, okay, start making it, you will start learning it, and then you will get more joy of it.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Everybody has to do something. So this concept is good. But sir, I would like to go back to my earlier question of low cost tinkering, because this time ATL Marathon also has taken up low cost tinkering as a topic, for the innovation. Can you give some tips to the children in terms of what all you think are probable areas where they can work on?
The safety.
Okay.
The safety is non-negotiable. So just think about how they can do this kind of a thing. While working different tinkering with the different things, different materials, what kind of safety precautions to be taken. So I think because many times as a maker, as a tinkerer, we overlook this aspect. So whatever you want to do, just think how we can do it safely when we are advocating it. Whether you are advocating to, okay, you can work with, let's say, making fodder for the animals. You want to do something innovation in agriculture or food processing. Of course, like workshop, electrical, people knows about their safety. But in other areas of the work, how we can basically think about a safety, about accident. So I think that is one of the area where we can give more attention when we design the low cost kind of a kit.
And in terms of educational kits, can they do something as projects?
Education?
Educational kits, low cost educational kits, can they do any type of projects for their ATL marathon or for any innovative competitions, what they come across?
See, basically low cost, you can make the kits, but the tinkering itself is a unstructured learning.
Okay.
Right. So if you have kind of, I showed you, I will go back to my slides.
Huh.
You have like, you can have this kind of a different utility items you can collect together. I think it will help. So like you can like the ice cream stick, the match boxes, maybe a rubber band. So just think about such kind of utility item and putting them together, not giving a scope for the unstructured thinking, doing different things. So I'm not a very fan of a robotics kit where you can just plug and play. I'm not a fan of an electronics kit where you don't have to program. You don't do anything. You just you have a manual, read it, and you just assemble it. It will not add to your creativity. So I will not recommend you, but I will just definitely you. Okay, can you think about making let's say a tinkering tools with different kind of sticks and threads and maybe different kind of nails and plumbing accessories and joints available in the market, and you can make a such kind of a tools for different things. Maybe a PVC pipe. See, there are so much of fittings and accessories are available. So just think about it, and not I will not recommend to having basically a kit with the kind of a defined structure. Okay, you do this will happen, because by definition tinkering is unstructured. So you give them a something which is make them to think. So you can give them a challenge. Okay, this is you got some kind of a, let's say a pipe joints, you got some threads, you can pipe, and okay, think about making something new, make a educational games out of it. Give them a cardboard and scissor and some glue, make a kit of it. Can you make some different thing out of it? That will help, not basically giving a educational kits which you find on the Amazon. So they are like a games, they are toys. You can play with the toys, but playing the toys will give you a fun. Playing with the toys will not necessarily give you, it will stimulate your creativity. So that's my point.
So, but in a country like India, if we want to scale up any educational methodologies, is it not required to standardize to some extent and make it into really portable kits, or taking the kits to various places, which will accelerate the learning process? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, kids, as you said, like yes, we need a tool. Like as I said, like we have like many other deficit.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear.
Ma'am, sir got disconnected now.
Okay.
His audio got disconnected.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, now you are audible, sir. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think something
No problem.
happened to my connection. Sorry for that. So yeah, so like many other deficit, I was telling you, like yeah, like many other deficit, we also have a tool deficit. Is my audible? It's okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, I'm joining from other device.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it audible now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I was telling you, like many other deficit, we have a tool deficit in our society. So we don't have a proper tool for doing many things, and therefore we don't follow the standard practice many times. Let's say we don't have a proper size of screwdrivers for opening certain things. We don't get proper Allen keys for opening certain kind of a stuff. So using right tools for the right application is the first thing we need to do. So we need to, when you are designing a low cost kind of the thing, just think about what kind of a standard practice. Let's give an example of wire stripper. Many times while cutting a wire, people use different tools, the blade, that some of them put their wires into their mouth. So we don't follow the basic practice. Yeah. And I think your question basically of following standard practice of using work practice, um, uh,
To make it
there the role
scalable,
of
yeah.
standardization comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The role of standardization come at that point.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. I think we have a few minutes for questions, because if I go on and on, because I love this subject, but students will not be given the opportunity. So Nitish, can you check up any questions are there?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni, for an interesting session on developing low-cost educational resources. I'm sure the session has inspired many budding tinkerers, entrepreneurs, and change makers among the students to transform India to ever greater heights. I see a few questions, sir. Sir, can I ask them?
Please.
Sure, sir. So, sir, the first question is by Ayushman. That what is the basis of making any low-cost educational product, and what is the difference between these low-cost educational resources and the resources present these days?
Yeah. Low doesn't mean low quality. So it has to be a good quality. What you are basically trying to do a low cost is basically you are trying to minimize the unnecessary features of anything. So the features which are not required or which are additional. So you are just avoiding that. So maybe there is an application for one tool in multiple ways. So just think about, okay, can I select a tool which I can use it for some different application? Uh, Thirdly, basically, like you are using a adult tinkering lab, there are some tools which you use frequently, but some tool you don't use is so often. So the so often which is not required or which rarely required, so you can put it on the hold. So classify into ABC. The tools which you required more often, they are a priority. So select them. Okay, this is a tool I need a priority, necessary. Certain things which are there not in your inventory. Let's say, for example, ATL doesn't have tool for the agriculture, and many of the projects in the Atal Tinkering Marathon, they are on agriculture. So can you think about there is need for putting some tool which is for other application? There is very less tool for the, let's say, for the food processing. So you can make a different kind of a combination. So just look around. Tinkering is not limited to the robotics, electronics, and the this stuff, but robotics basically cover the whole walk of life. So you can look into different areas and make your educational kit based on that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, hope I answered your queries.
Yes, sir. So, sir, Bhuvan wanted to ask that can you elaborate some ideas for low-cost digital education projects which students may do?
Low cost educational digital project.
Yes, sir.
Digital education project.
Yes, sir. Sir, digital education project.
Okay.
Yes. Uh, See, I can see in whatever.
Yeah. So just think about how we can um, uh, increase. Uh, See that your question is about digital, but the real life is a real life. It's not a virtual one. What you can think about how you can increase the digital component in the work what we are doing, and can you basically help it to increase its efficiency? Like because of your work, is it possible to save on some of the resources? Can you reduce some of the consumption because you are using the your resources? Let's say, for example,
How much water you are giving to the plants. So is it possible for us to think about in terms of for agriculture?
so increasing the digital, what do you say, digital content in each of the work we do. Let's say the person who is working on the roadside, how you can help him out basically by increasing his efficiency. So just you can think about in that terms. But okay, only digital will not make any sense working on the computers. You need some data. For data, you need to talk to the people. For talking to the people, and you need to carry out some experiment. So yes, computer will be using a digital thing is good, but for doing digital, you need to do experimentation. You need to collect the data, and then to increase the efficiency, to improve productivity, you can use the software. I hope
Okay,
I
sir.
am able to,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. And sir, Ishan wanted to ask that how can we create a complex product while maintaining the low cost?
Nice
Uh,
question.
See, in fact, see, most simple thing is very complex to make, is difficult to make. So let's say a design of bicycle, it's very simple, but it looks very simple, but it has evolved a lot period of time, and it is most difficult things to visualize and make the simple things. So try to make your things simple, not too complex, but you can try for a complex problem. So try to work on a complex problem, break down the complex problem into small parts, take one step at a time and solve that much, and then the big picture will become a very easy and very simple.
Okay, sure, sir. And sir, Pranav wanted to ask that are there any more centers like Vigyan Ashram in other parts of the countries which you can recommend?
Yes, there are many centers are there. Like you can get, in fact, the tinkering labs are the such centers. Actually. Your school has a tinkering lab. You need to participate over there, and you can make it like a Vigyan Ashram only. So start tinkering about it, and if you need any help, you can contact me.
Very nice.
Right?
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
And sir, Advik want to ask that what is constraint basically?
What is constraint? Constraint is see sometimes you can't do what you want. That is a constraint.
Okay, sir.
Let's say, for example, there are material constraints. There is a constraint on tools.
Then like you don't have the utter tinkering lab with you. You don't have the required sensors available with you. So can you think some other ways to achieve the same goal using a different methods? So like we want to play Holi, we want to dance around the Holi, but burning of firewood is not allowed. But we want to have same thing. That is a constraint. So constraint doesn't come. Don't take a constraint as something which is restricting you. Take a constraint something which you want to overcome. So just think of ways how you can overcome that constraint, and there you will get your innovation. So whatever you are aspiring, so see if the aspiration is equal to resources, then it's okay. Anybody can do it. So you want to aspire something and you have some resources. So you got sensor, you want to make a project. Very good. A is equal to R. Aspiration is equal to resources. No great deal. Your aspirations are big. You want to do something big. You have a very few resources. And then you put your brain to work, and the more aspiration, less resources, in between there is innovation. And basically the tinkering lab is mainly for that. So if you have a low resources, you have a low cost, you only have a screwdrivers, you only have a few hand tools, that is not a constraint. That is a constraint, but that is a good thing that you need to overcome, because that will give you the idea to overcome it. That is the innovation. Got my point?
Yes, sir. And sir, some
Yeah.
students wanted to ask that how can we increase tinkering in India? Because now many parents are there which do not support tinkering and which are not that resource giving to their children actually.
See, slowly people are started realizing the importance of tinkering. So now, as Madam told us, like 10,000 schools got the Atal Tinkering Lab. Now, fortunately, the new education policy always like talk about giving scope for this tinkering in the school. So it will be a major component. So you people are a fortunate one. Tinkering is definitely, people are realizing, policymaker, school management, teachers, they are realizing importance of it. So yes, at least what our generation support, your generation will definitely not support. But only thing, you should also basically now don't hook to only a computer. Computer doesn't mean tinkering, doing a program on the computer thing. Uh, there is a work, there is a real life world. So exploring the world, talking to the people, reading people's mind, understanding their problem will give you ideas, and that will help you. So that is important. Just think about that.
Yes, sir. So, sir, all the questions are ended. But, sir, I can see in the chat many teachers and students are giving a good feedback to you. So,
Very
sir,
nice.
they wanted to convey that message. So, sir, all the
Oh,
questions.
thank you.
So, over to you, Shachi Devi, ma'am. You can.
Thank you. Thank you, Nitish. Sir, it was very enlightening today to hear your talk about what all the good things you are doing it, which is different. And to do that, you need courage, you need passion. I think you're doing a wonderful job, and we all can learn from that. Thank you so much for that. So before you go, I wanted to ask, what's your advice to the children about tinkering, and also about what they should do in their lives? So it will be a great help, because you have seen many young students and their aspirations, ambitions, everything. And what's your one suggestion, what you give it to them?
Uh, I will suggest them to take a lot of experience, um, of first-hand experience of whatever basically comes to in front of you. Maybe experience of basically a traveling experience. If you look at a carpenter, he is doing something in your home, ask him, can I help you out? If plumber comes to your house and doing something, ask him, okay, can you tell me how to basically put a the tape onto a pipe and how to use that spanner tool? If painter comes to your home, can you ask him about can you talk to him, take their help, try to learn from him? So whoever basically you will see around, they are doing very fantastic people, like those people who are actually doing the many things in your surrounding. So look at them, they that will enrich you. So whoever you will become in your life later on, a scientist, innovator, entrepreneurs, make big CEO, but still basically the lesson you learn from them, I think that will add value to you. So one thing is basically always keep your mind open. Don't look at how can I ask him. Try to learn whoever comes to you. Even a small vegetable vendor, those who make a basically a dosa, and see what kind of a skill he has. Those who make this bada, like I stand in the roadside, and the skill he has, the techniques he has, and how he is doing it. There is a science behind it. There are basically a problem with him. He has a somebody put a questions, can you suggest a problem? See, there are so many issues, interesting issues. When I came to Karnataka, the people, one of the roadside vendor told me about his problem of when he's making all this food stuff. And that gives you idea. So just keep an open mind, keep on talking to the people, get more experience. That's my advice to you.
What a wonderful advice, sir. Thank you so much. And we all enjoyed your session. And
Thank you.
very lively it was. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
we hope we can meet you in the next camp whenever we have it. Maybe we can visit Vigyan Ashram.
Yeah, all of you are invited. Yeah, you can visit our website vigyanashram.online. There you can see some
Sir.
of our tinkering videos. Yeah.
You are invited to our validatory function, sir. Please join us at 5:30, sir.
Yeah, today is
Yes,
the
yes, thank
validity
you.
of the 7-day session, sir. And we request you to attend. Okay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
thank you for all your help.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Please
was
close
awesome.
the attendance
session.
before you leave. Yeah.
Yeah. Students, meet you all at 5:30